Hi everyone. Hi guys. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
um so yes guys, me and my mini me, we are here and
Guess who
I
just washed their hair? It's definitely her.
you hear that one? Guess who just what you're here, and it's definitely me. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, guys. So how is everyone doing? I have not been here in almost forever. And I have been seeing the commitments, guys. I've been seeing the love poured out. You've been watching my videos, my shorts, and I will say, guys, that surprisingly, I wasn't even following with the shorts and recognizing that some of them had gone viral. And so, thank you so much for the support. I'd really love to hear from you guys. You if you're loving the change in how I've been doing the content. You may have noticed that I will drop in occasionally. I'll drop in
So like,
a few interviews here and there. Guys, I want to ask you one question for sure. Can't do
it
that.
was an accident.
If you would like a channel or content with myself and Simoya, in particular, I would literally take it off this particular channel and put it on another channel that, well, a brand new channel between both of us. So let me know if that's content that you would like to see. Also, guys, I'd like to know if the content that I have been putting out, if you are liking them. I am feeling and I'm seeing that the algorithm is actually working with my shorts, funny enough, and it has caused me to have gained some new subscribers. So for a long time, guys, I was stuck between 37,100 subscribers. Now it has gone over 200, but I'm not so sure if you understand how the YouTube algorithm works. In that the YouTube algorithm, well, not just the algorithm but just everything with it, guys, where your subscriber can go up and down. So if you think about it, there are some channels that you thoroughly enjoy that you will subscribe to. Sometimes you'll find that you would have subscribed to a channel only because of one particular video, and when you go back you realize, oh, the content is not what I really really want to be consuming, so you may unsubscribe. So in like manner, that's one of the things that I have seen, that has taken place on my channel over time. Now, like I said, guys, we're gonna chit chat about a lot of stuff, guys, just a lot of things that's on my mind. I just want to talk, and as they come to, I'll just talk about them. It's a live, and a live is, you can have a schedule, you can have a schedule as it relates to what you want to talk about on a live, or you can just be just coming chit chat. I really do wish some of you would be able to talk back to me, but you can, of course, in the comment box below. So if you want to do so, feel free, go ahead and do so. If you are new here, I am your girl Simone. I own this channel here. I have been the face behind, and you're seeing this little curious one here.
The
Um,
co-host.
the co-host. You are seeing this little one here, hijacking my live. I will soon get rid of her. But like I said, when I'm through, this will be up. So you can let me know if it is that you would love to see a channel just strictly dedicated to her and myself, taking it off this particular one. I'd also love to know if you've been enjoying the content that have been coming here. I've been trying to give you guys a little twist, not just the woman with her amazing story of transformation, but also just showing you the woman herself, which is me, representing women in general and what we represent. One of the things I'm trying to do, guys, if you're over on my TikTok, I do have a uniquely me with Simone on TikTok, so you can
Follow.
definitely go on over there. I have 5,400 and something subscribers over there, so
Not
you
subscribers,
can
followers.
followers. Yes, thank you for the correction.
You should follow her too.
So you can please do go on over to my TikTok, and of course let me know that you would have your following there simply because I told you so
Or
here
me.
on YouTube. So guys, YouTube, there has been quite a lot of stuff going on with YouTube. The algorithm has changed. It is believed that the AI aspect of the algorithm is has been pulling out quite a lot of channels, or a lot of not channels, but a lot of persons doing content and really looking for content in its rawest form. So I really don't know how it works, but I will say to you that if you have been thinking for a while about doing a YouTube channel, you should. Let me say that again. If you've been thinking about doing a YouTube channel, you should. Guys, YouTube is probably one of the most searched platforms other than Google. And I think you all know that Google owns YouTube. But we are very, most of us are touchy feely, so to speak. So if we're looking for something, so like for instance, for me, if I'm looking for a menu to cook, for something to cook, instead of just reading about it, what I tend to do these days is that I look for the picture, right? I'm looking for a video that explains it. So I'm just saying that if there's something that you are good at, right? If there's something that you are absolutely good at, and you think you can find enough content to create, um, around it, go right ahead and do it. Guys, the girl, for instance, who does my hair is done by a Nigerian. She's absolutely fabulous at doing hair. Let's say that's something that you're good at doing. Create a channel and show, because there are quite a lot of us out here who are, we would love to learn how to braid. And so I'm sure there's a technique to it. So for instance, if you know how to, then that's a channel right there. Maybe you are good at
Hand
what you
weaving.
call, what was that?
Hand weaving, like basically like crocheting, but like you have cardboard. Like it's a way that I learned in like grade, well, kind of now. But like you have cardboard and you have like what you'd use for knitting, and you they can take a needle or you could just take your hand and you weave through the strings.
Well, there you go, guys. She's telling you. So, anything at all. And I will say to you
I'm
too
just
that the YouTube algorithm is really favoring those shorts, those 3 minute videos, those 1 to 3 minute videos. If that's, if you're thinking that you don't have enough information, so to speak, to create an entire 10-minute video, or what we call long form, go right ahead and make those 2 minute videos, those 3 minute videos, those 1 minute videos. Make them and put them out, guys. I was searching the other day, and I realized, guys, that I have another channel. That's very funny, right? I have another channel that I was just putting out just these 1 minute content on, and I'm so gonna start building on it, because guys, it's called multiple streams of income. You just cannot outdo yourself with having multiple streams of income. So maybe you are thinking that you have a full-time job and you have no time to do anything else. Can I share something with you? Have you ever been you're just looking for a picture, maybe a picture of the sky or a picture of a tree or something, and you go searching for it? You're able to find it because somebody thought that, hey, it would be interesting to just take pictures of the sky, to take pictures of trees, etc. And so maybe that's what you're good at. Maybe while you're commuting to work, you have a beautiful scenery. You can begin to use your phone, right? Your phone, or if you have a camera or a tablet, whatever it is that has good lighting, you can begin to use that, guys, to create, to take those pictures, take those short videos, and begin to upload them, right? Listen, and anything you want to learn, it is right here on YouTube. So if you want to learn how to take the pictures, you can learn. Do you have something to say?
Yeah, and even if you're not like taking pictures or like interviewing people, you could just do like adventures, like posting adventures on the channel.
What's adventures? Talk to us. What's that?
Like I remember a video that we took when we went to a hotel, and we took like, and like we basically had an adventure at a water park, like basically a water park, and like at the beach.
Okay. So again, guys, content, like everything is content. Everything is content. You'll find that, for instance, let's use for instance, you you enjoy just vlogs. Then I mean, vlogs are all over on the channel. Or maybe you
ASMR.
enjoy, huh?
ASMR. Maybe you enjoy like ASMR.
What's ASMR?
So basically, like there are also people who would just go like on lives, and they'll have this specific microphone, and they'll get all these like special things, like, and also you can get money from making shorts or little videos, like they have all these toys and stuff, and then it's basically like, so basically, like putting you asleep. Like if you want like a sleeping video, like it's basically an ASMR because you're hearing the rain or like it dropping on one of
Oh
those
yeah, yeah,
raindrops.
yeah. Oh yeah. Guys, you're probably saying to yourself, this little girl knows quite a lot, right? I'm saying the same thing to myself too. She seems to.
I just spend a lot of time on TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
Okay, interesting. I like when you come here and keep blobbing your mouth, so now I'll know what you're doing. Oh my God. Um, so guys, I know one other thing I've been wanting to share with you guys is, or a lot of you have been asking, where am I? And I think if you have been following my content, you'll probably recognize that the scenery is not beautiful Jamaica. Actually, I have
Moved to Canada.
just taken on another scene, and that scene happens to be in Canada. And I want to share with you this evening a little bit about the whole matter of job hunting here in Canada. I've had a few people been saying, life has been rough in Canada, that they're unable to find jobs in Canada, and that kind of thing. I've seen videos, guys, where people are saying that they're leaving Canada, they can't find a job, Canada has lied to them, and all kinds of things. Let me tell you something. Life is what you make of it. Life is what you make of it. And when you make a decision, guys, especially if you're making a decision to leave your comfort zone, you need to understand that you have to have a plan with that, right? Um, you have to have a plan with that. So the plan, for instance, to think that, okay, you're going to give up your job and you're going to automatically walk into another one. um, you're probably going to be lying to yourself and fooling yourself, right? um, because you are moving into a completely different environment. You are taking on different cultures, different practices, etc. And so it's really not a genie thing. It's not like, for instance, when you um, it's also not like what we see in the movies, right? You have to have a plan. They say if you don't have a plan, you are definitely planning on failing, right? So you have to have a plan with whatever it is that you are thinking of doing. So incoming, guys, there are some things I would recommend that you be doing before you make that move. Begin to look at, guys, where you are going. What are the jobs in demand there, right? If you are already operating in a particular space, so for instance, I have always been in banking. Of course, sure enough, I was looking for what are those bank jobs that were available. How easy are they to get? Do they have banks where I was going? And so I will say to you that, guys, you have to be looking. You have to start looking from your hometown, right? Waiting until you hit the ground could be the wrongest move you are about to make. Um, Also too, guys, some of us are used to being in managerial positions, executive positions, and so you've made the decision to move. Now if you have made the decision to move, guys, you have to be realistic that you may not necessarily be moving back into an executive job. You may not necessarily be moving into a supervisory job, right? But I will also say to you that maybe you are in a clerical job, and you happen to end up in a supervisory job or a managerial job. So it goes either ways. It goes either ways, guys. And so the part the bulk of it is that you have to be planning. Now you also want to, and I'm going to speak mainly about the Canadian landscape since that's where I'm at, is that let's use my own story. I i worked in a bank job for almost 30 years, guys, right? The same institution I worked with for 30 years. And so all of what I did so as to move up along the ladder was all internal. So when I got here, I was required to do a resume. And can I tell you the truth? I completely forgot how to write a resume. So I had to take the time out to come go here on YouTube, live on LinkedIn a little bit, live on Google itself a little bit, looking up what the Canadian resume looks like. In the advent with the advent of ChatGPT, I used ChatGPT to help me to identify what does the Canadian resume look like? What should I be putting in in a resume to send out in the Canadian employment field? Guys, for starters, I will tell you this. I had that misconception at first that I was just sending out the same resume to all the various jobs. So I was looking for jobs in clerical, I was looking for jobs in administrative station, sorry. I was looking for jobs in the bank, I was looking for jobs in insurance companies, I was looking for jobs wherever a job was that filled the role of um supervisory or management, etc. I was hunting jobs along that line, and so I was sending out the same I was sending out the same kind of resume. And then I discovered that that's not working because I was not getting shortlisted. Not only that, guys, but I also discovered that apparently when you create your resume needs to have certain keywords in there. So let's say you find a job, say you find an administrative job, you have to look for it. Normally breaks down what are the job is I'm sorry, it breaks down the job description and the functions of the job. You want to be looking for those when you're putting it in, you have it sorry when you're doing your resume, you want to make sure that you are making reference to most of those functions. Pause. You need to make, you're distracting me a little bit, right? So you need to you have to look for the functions and make reference to them in your resume, right? And then I also, something else that I did is that while there were sometimes, depending on the job, I sent out a detailed resume, and then there were the others that I did a summary resume. So in other words, let's say for instance I'm going to use the bank in particular. I'm breaking it down that I would have worked with this company. I was a teller. I was a personal banking officer. I was a business banking officer. So that's what I mean by a resume, where I just list the company and list the various roles and the time frame. And then there were those now where I broke down what were some of the things I did as a teller, what were some of the things I did as a personal banker, what were some of the things I did as a business banker, what were some of the things I did as a project manager, etc. Right? So you want to look at where you look at your resume. So resume, guys. It's a big thing. Your resume is a big thing here in Canada. Now, where are some of the places to look for jobs as it relates to in the Canadian land space. And I will say it's not just in Canada, guys. I think these, I would dare to say that these are, you could say these are what I'd say universal. LinkedIn, guys. LinkedIn is a social platform, but I will also say to you that LinkedIn is it's a professional social page, right? It's a professional social page. So I've known of persons who have found jobs from LinkedIn, and so you want to be putting it there. I'll also say to you guys that most companies, if you are shortlisted, one of the first place that they go looking for you is on LinkedIn. They are checking to see your, it's like your passport. LinkedIn is like your professional passport. They are they're going there just to learn more about you. So I would say to you that update your online resume, update your online passport, which is LinkedIn, guys. All of the functions, all of the different things that you have achieved, all the awards you've gotten from work, all the accolades, all the achievements, list them, break them down on your LinkedIn page, because the truth is, guys, you never know who is watching. And if you are here listening to me, or you're watching this on the repeat, I'd love for you to share with me on a serious note. If you have one, do you have a LinkedIn page? And have you ever gone on and noticed that LinkedIn is telling you of some of the persons who have viewed your page, right? So update your LinkedIn profile. And if you don't have one, create one. Now, guys, when you create one, don't leave off, I'm reiterating again, don't leave off your achievements. So, for instance, my husband was, he was recognized by the Jamaican government for his contribution to national security. That's something that definitely needs to be on his resume, right? Maybe your company, you were a top performer 3 years in a row, whatever it is, you want to put that on your resume. You want to put that on your LinkedIn, right? If you have done courses outside of your regular function, but courses that could definitely um, improve your improve who you are. I say you're to stop that because you're distracting me.
I'm just
Right. So you add that as well, right? Add those things as well. And all the different companies you've worked with, guys, put them there. So that was one of the things I did. So LinkedIn was one of the places that I definitely updated and was hunting for jobs. Now, not only is LinkedIn the place for your resume, but LinkedIn is also the place where you can look for those companies that have vacancies. So that was one of the place I hunted. And Indeed, guys, Indeed is also another place. And by the way, did you know that there's a Indeed.ca separate from the Indeed.com? So if you are in Canada, you're coming to Canada, take the time out to be looking on Indeed for jobs that are available in the space where you're at. Another thing, guys, is that you can earmark companies that you want to work with. So that was something else that I did. I looked for companies that I would have enjoyed working with, and I sent them my resume as well. Now, since we're talking about Canada, guys, and if you're just joining, I'm sharing about my Canada journey and finding a job here in Canada. What were some of the things that I did? I did go on the job bank, guys. I did look on the job bank. There's several companies listed there. There's several jobs there on job bank. And so that's one of the place you want to be looking. Indeed, job bank, Indeed, LinkedIn. And then, as I said, some of the companies that I'd have loved to work with, I went on their websites and I looked for jobs that were vacancies, I should say, and I sent out. Now, guys, I'll be honest with you, I sent out over 100 resume. I sent out over a hundred resume to different companies. Different companies. I got shortlisted for a few. But I will say to you that I applied for more jobs than I got shortlisted for. I applied for more jobs than I got interviews for. I got more no's than I got yes. But somebody once told me in this book that I read, the book is called Go for No. The writer was talking about how he hunts for gold, or how somebody hunted for gold. And he said one of the things that they did is that instead of looking, because apparently you go to wherever it was where gold is, and you'd use a sieve to look for the gold. And so he said what you do is that you sieve for the dirt. So the more dirt you get rid of, the more gold you find. So for me, it was going for the nose. So I set a target. The more people that told me no, the more no's I got from my resume told me that I was closer to finding a job than I was in not finding a job. Um, I remember my first interview, guys, that I had when I was through. The lady was very concerned that I was new to Canada, number one. She was also very concerned that I didn't have a car. She was concerned that I don't know the land space enough, and so how am I going to find clients? She said, hey, she would help me, she would train me, but then I would need to find clients on my own. And so she said to me that she thinks it would be better for me to go and find a job in the bank. And after a year, I come back um, to apply for that particular post. I had another situation, guys, where I was told that I'm overqualified. As a matter of fact, I had two such persons who told me that I was overqualified for the jobs that I was applying for, because of course I have an MBA. So and based on the roles I had worked in the bank, they thought that I was overqualified for the job. Like I laughed myself silly when I was told that I'm not, I'm overqualified for the job, but I took it as a compliment, right? So that was that. I had one where the salary, I did not like the salary. And no, guys, listen now, this is my experience that I'm sharing with you. It doesn't have to be yours, because again, when you're new somewhere, you really want to be taking advantage of whatever it is that you can find. You want to get your feet in the door. And based on, so as a matter of fact, let me just give you some backstory. Having sent out so many resumes, and based on the application, the short listings that I was getting, I realized that I was getting the attention, I should say, of those persons looking more for supervisor, managerial roles. And so this particular uh, shortlisting that I had gotten and an interview was for a teller, right? An entrance teller, entry level, basic entry level. And so, having gone through this stuff, I said to the lady, and learning what the salary was, I said to her that no, that's not what I'm interested in. I'm more interested in either a managerial post or a supervisory role or some senior level role. And so she said, okay. That ended that interview there. And I applied to that same company for other things, but um, she did not allow me to she did not they did not shortlist me again for anything. Oh, yeah, they did not shortlist me for anything else. um Sorry, guys, I'm actually doing my live from the window, so I was just ringing, waving to somebody that's walking by. I wanted the light, the natural light from outside, which seems to be doing pretty well. Um, so, and then you know what, guys, these things tend to show up my smile in such a way. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Oh, that's quite nice. So what else, guys? So I applied for everything, guys. I applied for everything. I applied for director. I applied for manager. I applied for supervisor. I applied for everything, everything, anything. Because again, as I said, you are leaving your comfort zone. You're coming somewhere where you've never worked before. And so there's a lot of getting used to, right? There's a lot to learn as well, because how you do, let's say for instance, I'm sticking with banking, how you do banking, while banking is banking, how I did things in Jamaica is not necessarily how they do things here with some things. With some things, right? So you want to be gentle with yourself as you're applying, guys. Um, so those are some of the things I did, and eventually, guys, I was invited to apply, not to apply, I was invited to an interview for a senior level banker, and it's for manager sales and service. And I actually did 5 interviews for that particular job. 5 interviews, including a paper-based test, and I was successful with it. And to date, this past week, I celebrated 1 full year of working in that role as manager sales and service. It is an interesting role. It's leading people, it's having sales targets, it's opening accounts, it's doing HR, it's doing admin, it's a little bit of everything. And I am thoroughly enjoying it. Guys, I'm so grateful to God that God opened that door for me here in Canada. And so I'm just saying to you, I want to say this to somebody, that you have been afraid to move out of position. You have been afraid of um, you have been afraid of taking the leap, right? Because you're probably saying to yourself, you're not going to be able to find a job. You've gotten used to whatever it is, right? You don't want to lose your friends. You don't want to lose this. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to give up your benefits. Guys, let me tell you something. I've constantly been reminded of the story in Genesis chapter 12 of Abraham. God said to Abraham that he was to get up and leave his comfort zone, leave his father's house, leave the things that he is familiar with, and move out of position. And the Lord said to him as he moved out of position, God said to him, look up in the heavens, as much as you can see the stars and as the sand on the seashore. So God promised that God was going to bless him. And guys, I'm telling you, I have come, anything that I have given up, God has restored. Anything I have given up, God has restored. When I saw, let me tell you something. So most of you, well, you all don't know, but I'm usually having my hair braided, and so too is my daughter. And so my hairdresser would come home back in Jamaica, and she would come over here. And when I got here, I was like, God, how are we going to survive? Well, guys, let me tell you something. The first thing God did is that immediately in front of me is my Nigerian friend who combs here so well. And I said, God, imagine my hairdresser used to come home to comb our hair, and you work it out that when I got here to Canada, my hairdresser lives across the street. We could either walk across to her house, and I mean literally across the street. We could either walk across to her house, or she would walk across to our house. That is for starters. Then, guys, of course, it would have taken us just a little bit of time to get back a car. So we lived 3 minutes from the bus stop, guys. 3 minutes from the bus stop. I'm sitting here now and I'm looking out on the main road, so to speak. There's a bus stop right at the gate, guys. So it was easy even during winter to get around without having any form of crazy hassle, so to speak. And then in no time, God gave us, we were able to find a car, guys, a nice car, good car, and we're able to maneuver. So we went through one winter without any vehicle of our own. But I will say to you guys that most times we are afraid, because you're saying, oh, Canada cool, like, wow, yes, it cool, no joke about it. But I will tell you something, that everywhere is heated, including the bus stop. And so warm clothes has come by the time September is coming up. When September comes around, everywhere is gonna start putting out sweaters and undershirt and this and that. Look here, shorter things. Anything you need to be able to survive in this place, it is here. right? It is here. Now, um, what are some of the things that I've seen about Canada? That do I have anything that I don't like? Maybe I don't like the winter so much because it's cold, and when it gets ready for cold, it's really cold. But again, I have found ways and means of dressing myself up, and I find myself being very fascinated now with the cold. The snow, I'm falling in love with the snow. I mean, I really don't overly like outside because when it starts between the ice and the sun that will come up, the sun will come up, but it not warm, none at all. It cowl. Then the ice starts melting, then it gets kind of soppy and muddy and wet and all kind of stuff. But again, you learn how to dress for it. So um I have no regrets. That's the truth. I have no regrets. Food wise, guys, when I just came, yeah, you would eat out here, eat out there. And because of course we didn't know where all the things were located, you just shop from where is at your fingertip. But as I spent time moving around, guys, I started recognizing that listen now, I have to now find my bargain places. I need to start finding which supermarket is one moment, guys. Sorry. Which supermarket was more affordable, find ways and means of getting to that supermarket. Uber, guys, Uber was one of the things that was our best friend too when we just arrived here too. Sorry. Until we discovered where how to take the bus and get our bus card, we would take Uber. We would walk. um I've gotten lost a couple times too, guys, in trying to find my way around. But um again, guys, if I do I have any regrets? I have absolutely no regrets. Again, I was also worried, am I going to find somebody to be able to do my braids for me? Guys, I was able to find a group of Caribbean people, Caribbean and Nigerians, who does hair so well. Now my hairdresser again comes here to my house, or I go to her to get my hair done. So I'm saying, guys, that I gave up nothing that God did not restore. There is nothing I gave up that God did not restore. Right when I left Jamaica, of course I would have had to give up my health card, etc. When we came, once we got settled in, we got the OIP Ontario health insurance plan that allows us to go to the hospital, guys. That allows us to go to certain medical places, that allows me to use. I finally got a family doctor as well, guys. Oh, if there was something I didn't like, that would have been it. So in Jamaica, guys, you can just every other corner of a doctor office and you just go in and you see the doctor. That's not how it works here. So that would be something that I didn't find very fascinating. However, the hospital, guys, the hospital system is very thorough. So what do I mean by that? I've had to go to the hospital twice, I think it is. And when I got there, the first thing they do is that they do blood works. Then they had to, I think the two times they had to do a CT scan. They sent me quickly to do the CT scans. I think one of them was a CT scan and one was an MRI. Those are done on spot. um Everything that needed to be done was done on spot, which is something that I really, 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 really like. What I will say to you though is that the wait time at the hospital is ridiculous. The last time I had to go to the hospital, guys, I was there for over 13 hours, right? But when I left, they had done everything that could possibly be done, right? Everything that could possibly be done was done. So again, I'm saying to you guys that I gave up nothing that God did not restore, right? Things like, for instance, so what are some of the things that I would have seen here now that I have not seen in Jamaica? So every other community has a walking trail. There are lots of, everywhere you turn there is a play area for the children. So outdoor play is encouraged a lot. Physical activities are encouraged a lot. Something else that I see here that I don't see in Jamaica. So in Jamaica we have a whole heap of dog. Whole heap of dog.
Five.
We have woolly pa outside dog, right, guys? Because we not carry dog going to the house, right? Well, the difference here is that everybody have a dog, but guess what? The dog inside,
Okay.
right? The dogs and the cats, they are inside. So lots of dogs, guys. So every other person you see outside walking the dog. You don't see the cats outside, but that's also one of the things that people have a lot of. Now, what one of the thing I do notice, of course, is that the place clean. Now, I'm gonna tell no lie, the place clean to the point where, guys, those who are walking their dogs, you must have a bag to pick up the waste that the dog pass. You know what I mean, guys. And so that's the thing. So you'll find a lot of people doing their walk with their dog and a bag of you know what walking with. So we not do them the something in Jamaica. We don't have those things in Jamaica. Dog out a door, but that's not how it goes here. And so dogs are treated very well here, right? Dogs are treated very well. People treat their animals very well. I realize that people's companions are dogs. A lot of people, their companions are dogs, and or their pets. So that's the thing, guys. And people take it very serious. They take time off from work to go take care of their pets, just as how you would take time off to go take care of your children. Um, the mall, guys, the mall, there are several malls, several little malls, several big malls. The malls are always busy, but the diversified nature of the mall, you can see why people are always there. Another thing I see a lot of, guys, sale. Oh Jesus, sale, sale, sale. No one knows. So look here now. If you stay like me, we love a good sale, right? So food, everything goes on sale at some point in time. And so you would want to, if there's something that you are very much interested in, you will spend the time to look for it. So for example, the supermarket, there's a flip app that you go on and you're able to compare prices, and then there's the price match. So if you find something, say at Walmart, let's say you find milk at Walmart for like $4, but $2, say $2, and you go to the supermarket and they have it for $3, you can actually show it to them and say, well, Walmart have it for $2, and they'll do the price matching. Not everywhere does it, so you have to do your checks. Now, something else I'll share with you guys. I guess maybe because it's so big, people don't stop on the side of the road. We don't have You don't have taxis like that. You have Uber. You do have the labeled taxis, so to speak. But it's
You
like
have
our
to call.
Jamaica. We have whole heap of taxi. You just go to the road and just flag down a taxi. No, you don't have that out here. Um, in Jamaica, we don't have the bus on a schedule, so you can say, all right, at 5 o'clock the bus will go come. No, we don't have that in Jamaica. But here, guys, if I want to go out and catch the bus now, I can literally go on the app and see what time the bus is coming, and therefore position myself to go catch the bus, right? It kind of make it easy, so you know what time the bus is coming if you are out and you want to catch the bus, especially if you're catching 2 or 3 bus, you are able to follow the app, and you can use the app to see where the bus is at, so as to be able to know how to organize yourself. So transportation system, all right, guys. Food system, not bad. There are lots of food banks here, guys. There are lots of thrift stores, Goodwills, Value Village, that's here. The clothes are not free, guys, but they are on a real good budget, and you can go there and find some brand new stuff. You can find some brand name stuff as well. You just need to take the time to search through. Living here, guys, no hard. I'm telling you the truth, it's not hard. What is the hardest part is just making sure that you have your papers, right? Making sure that you are within status, right? If it is that you want to work 2 or 3 jobs, you are able to work 2 or 3 jobs. If you want to only work one job, you can work your one job, guys. and tailor yourself accordingly. There are various places to live. It's just a matter, again, it goes based on your pocket. Rent increases every year. The government increases rent, but it is increased incrementally. Now, something else I will also tell you that I've observed here too, guys, that there are those people who prefer to live in a rented apartment than they prefer to have their own house, mainly, guys, because of course, say for instance during winter, you don't, if you live in your own house with on your own plot of land, you are responsible for cleaning that snow and all the various maintenance. When you're living in an apartment, your bills tend to be reduced, and everything is kind of central, so you kind of have absolutely nothing to do, as it relates to cleaning up outside, etc. So you find that persons do prefer that kind of thing. Schools, guys, schools for the children, quite accessible. Lots of things for them to do. I'll allow Simone to tell you what are some of the things you're able to do at
Well,
school.
not a lot of stuff depending on your grade because like I'm able to do like choir. Like I'm also able to do like basketball, but you have to go through like because my school is a big school. You have to go through like two sets of tryouts, and it narrows it down to like 10 people or 10 to 15 people. But then there's like badminton and tennis and other stuff, but you'd have to be in like grade 7 or 8 to do those, and grade 8 is where my school ends.
Oh yeah, that was the next thing too, guys. So you know how primary school ends at
6.
grade six,
1 to 6.
1 to 6. Here it goes to 1 to 8.
Not 1 to 8. It actually goes from like kindergarten, and they have like senior kindergarten, junior kindergarten, from like kindergarten all the way to grade 8.
So you know I'm not keeping up with it, right? And then you have high school that goes all the way up to grade 12. So my
Oh,
son goes to grade
serious.
12, goes to grade 12 come September. So that schooling system. There are several other things here that they can do, guys. So like my son is doing rugby
Oh,
and track and field, yeah.
you can also do like maybe not in the school, but like other like they're also like even in Jamaica you'd have like YMCA's, but they're more like indoor pools and gyms and like a different type of gym, like a basketball kind of gym inside of there and the library, and
Sorry.
maybe a couple other stuff you can do there. But in Jamaica you'd only have like a pool, and it was also outdoor.
She's telling you about the YMCA, guys. The YMCA is here. Those are the centers, the community centers, so to speak.
And
The community centers have quite a lot of activities in there. So you have a library, you have pools, you have
gym
gyms, you have
gymnasiums.
basketball courts, you have gymnasiums, you have quite a lot of stuff, guys. Let me
And
tell you
there's a
something.
daycare.
Something, not necessarily.
Kind of.
Here, oh, as she talks about their daycare, guys, daycare here is quite expensive. And so a
And
lot of
dog
persons
walking.
a lot of persons tend to either try to work from home once they have babies, or I find that a lot of persons tend to try to carry their have like an old like their mothers, the grandmothers or something, somebody like that to help to take care of their children, because healthcare, childcare I should say, is on the expensive side. So that's it as it relates to Canada, guys. A lot of praying. I did a lot of praying. I did a lot of seeking the face of the Lord. When I just came, guys, spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time job hunting, right? I spent a lot of time. I lived, like I said, I sent out over 100 resume. So I spent a lot of time, late nights, all through the day, guys, going through Indeed, going through LinkedIn. There are those persons who you can find a job before you come, right? But again, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work, right? You have to put in the work. Um, I think that's about it, guys. I see a lot of you have been liking my content as well on the whole matter of menopause. Um, and if you followed me around a bit, you would have known that 3, 4 years ago, I had an incident. I had a meltdown with the whole matter of menopause, guys. And I had shared the entire journey here on YouTube. I have improved significantly, significantly. Um, what were some of the things that I did, guys? You would have known that I would have changed my diet, right? I would have eliminated a lot of sugar. Not a lot. I'd eliminated sugar. I was doing a lot of natural stuff. I'd minimized my salt. I was going to my bed early. I was drinking a lot of water. I was doing my exercise, and I had lost a ton load of weight. As a result, guys, I've kind of increased my sugar intake in all honesty. I still try to stay away because I find that when I do too much sugar, it tends to feel like it's shocking my system. So I'll do my honey. I do honey. I not too much sweet pastry, but like I said, I find myself indulging a little bit more from the other day. Now that it is warm again, I am trying to get back my walks in. I had done the gym, guys. Everybody's into the gym. But the gym was one of those things like overall, guys, one of those things that if you have to cut your expenses, the gym tends to be one of those things. So that also was one of the things that happened for me. I cut gym, but I'm trying to make up for it by going for my walks. Um, so yeah, I'm not doing so well with my water again, so I need to get back on my water. And also I had my evening primrose and my red clove and those kind of items. Not have not taken them in a while. Because again, guys, I have been doing well. Topping up on my protein, making sure that I'm throwing vegetables in there and looking for those food items, guys, that does support the menopause aspect of things. In other words, the food stuff is what helps with the restoration of the estrogen in the body. I, of course, too, most of you probably knew I was having a panic issue, panic slash anxiety issue. That too was brought on by menopause. But thank God I'm doing a lot better. When I just came, and especially when I started driving, that was starting to bother me again. But I find that I only tend to get nervous if I'm driving on a road that I'm not familiar with. I tend to get a little bit nervous, but my regular going around town, I'm doing pretty well. 401, guys, 401 is the crazy highway between communities and Toronto, etc. I've not driven on there yet, as in I have not been around the steering. I intend to do it. I intend to do it, but I'm not ready for it yet because, guys, you have to keep up the 100 and the 120 out there, and I'm just I'm just doing my 60, so I'm in no rush. But again, guys, there is life has been good. Life has been good, and so I hope that the last 52 minutes that I spent here, you were able to just get a real good snippet of what I've been talking about, or how life has changed. No, guys, as it relates to just going back a little now to the content, I don't know. I'm still thinking about, pivoting. How do I pivot? How do I continue to bring you content that you enjoy? So here's the thing, guys. Every business has to what do we call it? Every business has to reset itself at some point in time. And so while I feel like I can still find people to interview, I think part of the thing is that I'm trying to perfect my interviews, right? I'm trying to perfect the setup. I need somebody to help me with the editing and not my mics kind of giving trouble. I think I'm going to sell out all of the stuff, the old stuff I have in terms of my mics and maybe one of my camera and then reset myself. I don't know. I'm still working through it, guys. I'm still trying to work through it. Um, I'm still trying to work through it. And so, but I'd love to hear from you. What do you want to see me do on this channel or want me to continue on this channel, guys? What do you want me to, what do you want to see? Let me share some of my vision for this channel. My vision is to see this channel encouraging women and a few good men. My vision is to see this channel um, launching women into their purpose, bringing people on this women on this platform who will share their story, who will share their creativity, right? And their story encourage another woman wherever in the globe. And that this channel be known as the catalyst for them birthing what God has laid on the inside of them. That's the vision I want to see here, right? I want to see, you being able to come here for your devotional content or for that one word, your encouragement, etc. Those are some of the stuff that I want to see. Guys, I must tell you too that I don't know if a lot of you know, but I'm also very instrumental, guys, in publishing, right? Very instrumental in publishing, and so if it is that um, you have a book and you would like to get it published, I can help you with that. I can help you with that. I've not been talking about it. No, I've not been talking about it, but it is something that I do, guys. I'm also, if you're looking for a motivational speaker, I do that too. I am also looking, guys, to something else that I'm looking to do. I want to build on that period poverty thing. You remember that period poverty thing that I did, guys, a couple of years ago, where I hosted a conference and we raised how many sanitary napkins and we distributed them to amongst girls' homes and schools in Jamaica. Do you guys remember that? I want to do that. I want to do that. Again, guys. I want to do that. So I want to create my foundation. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. So there's just so many things that I want to do, but I guess time. I'd also love to be for companies to reach out to me to be what I call that now. To be, what do you call it, guys, ambassador for products or whatever. One of the things that I've always wanted to do, guys, is to model lipstick. Yeah, putting it out there, I'd love to model lipstick. um I just think different color lipsticks, I would enjoy doing that. Different color lipsticks. So I don't know, just so many little things that I'd love to do. Anyhow, guys, I think I would have spent a lot of time talking to you, reconnecting with you. I used to do devotions in the mornings to guys. I'll come here and pray with you guys and share scriptures. Is that something that you'd want to see me bringing back? What do you want to see? Now that you know that I'm in Canada, what are some of the content you'd like to see me do here in Canada? Are you interested in wanting to know how you too can migrate to Canada? Is that something you want to see? Are you interested in wanting to see what an empty house in Canada looks like? What do you want to see? Let me know what are some of the things you'd like to see, and guys, I will put it out here. So I think having said quite a lot, I'm going to pause. I'm going to end here. It is now, what time is it? It's 9:05. I'm going to show you outside, guys, how outside is looking. It's 9:05 and outside is looking quite light, right? Oh, I think I can do it here so I can show you. Hold on, let me just show you guys. See, outside still nice and bright, and it's 9:05. Yeah, it's 9:05, guys. But outside still a rock. But I'm going to call it an evening. I hope I can come back here a little more often, show my face.
Remember to give your opinion if you think that she should make another channel for me and her.
You heard it. And guys, if you've not yet gone over onto TikTok, I'm over there, Simone, uniquely me with Simone Stewart, or uniquely me, Simone Stewart. I have 5,400 and something followers over there. All right. Have a good evening, guys. Do let me know. I asked you quite a lot of questions, so please let me know in the comments, and we'll do this again. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.